Good evening, YouTubers. This is what I would call the changing of the guard, or more appropriately, the changing of the cellar, the bean cellar, from version 1.0 to version 2.0. And there's two differences. One, a slight change in a little bit sizing due to the larger capsules for holding the beans, slightly different design, which is a little bit of a bummer because I was thinking maybe they would be just enough to fit in the 1.0 and I would keep this because there is absolutely nothing wrong with this. But I like a challenge, so when I went, as I told you, to get another piece of acacia cutting board, the price had changed from like $15, $14.99 to $50. So that was a no-go. So I picked up some, I still probably don't know how to say it correctly, Shisam, which the wood had great character. And I ended up, whereas this was acacia with some oak for the dado cut. This, and I could never get that on here 100% correctly, this dado cut was the same dado cut, but I decided to use, I had a bigger piece of Shisam left over, and that's what it looks like. I don't know if the focus is good, but so this was the insert, and that came out quite nice. And as I had told you before, I reused the gripper feet, which those are just awesome, as opposed to doing my own little rubbery thing. The handles are essentially the same, 3/16 cold rolled steel that was what was that? Was it Home Depot or Lowe's? I honestly can't remember. Whomever it was, polished, so obviously bent, polished, and then lacquered, and that's it. The Shisam didn't have as big a contrast here as, say, it did here. And this is the back, and that is the front. But the character of the wood is just gorgeous. I love the knot, or the inclusion, as the right term may be. So now we will do the transition. I had to go get the vials, or the capsules, or whatever they're called. One funnel, one brush, secondary brush. That is done for there. And the new vials. The whole reason for the 2.0, the CO2 caps. And I think I showed that before, but I will show that again. The little things one does for one's hobby. And there you can see the CO2. So these will fit 18 grams quite nicely. This will probably be gifted to somebody who is into espresso and can appreciate the level of craftsmanship and whatnot. I'll probably re-oil this to get a little richer. It looks really nice when the oil is fresh and the colors just pop. The machine faces the sun, so it tends to fade over time, but oil is an easy thing to replace, or rather to reapply. So that is it. That is Bean Cellar number 2. And I have some delicious, what is it? Lavazza Rosa, a medium roast, which is quite delicious at 18 grains. So that is Bean Cellar number 2. All done. Hopefully there'll be no more bean cellar number 3, but I will keep this because I tend to keep unique wood laying around because you never know when you'll need it. Take care, folks.